Hello, welcome to the AFKCast. I am one of your hosts, Shawn.
I am Brendon, and we are back.
Yeah, well, a lot has happened since we've recorded.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We've recorded another episode, but you'll never see it.
No, yeah, because your audio got messed up.
Yeah,
there,
which
right?
sucks because I think we had a really great conversation.
That was a good one, minus my dog barking. Other than that, it was a really good episode. Just unfortunately that it didn't go as planned, but no worries. We are talking about our top movies from the past year. Also, Happy New Year to everybody.
Yeah.
I know it's 7 days late on that, but it's okay.
Little bit.
Better late than never. But we're going to do top 15 with some honorable mention movies from 2018. I got my top 15. Sean's got his top 15. So, yeah.
And I'm just going to go over real quick how we're going to do this.
Okay.
So, Brendon will give his honorable mentions.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll give mine, and then we'll go into the list.
Right.
He'll do his 15 through 11. I'll do those. He'll do his 10 through 6. I'll do those. He'll do his 5 and 4. I'll do them 3, 4, or 3, 2. I'll do 3, 2, then 1. And after we've gone through them all, we'll combine our list into one for the show. And when we do that, I will explain how we're gonna do that. So
right.
let's just get right into this. You want to give me your honorable mention?
So, my honorable mention, I only got one. It didn't make it onto my list, but Bird Box is my honorable mention. I watched it Christmas Day, funny enough. The thing about that movie, for me personally, was it was just a weird movie overall. I mean, personally, if I had to give it a score out of 10, I probably would have given it a 6. I mean...
That sounds pretty fair. I haven't seen it, so I can't really comment, but that's about what I was hearing.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. It's kind of predictable, and I'm kind of like, oh, okay, whatever. But, no, that's the only honorable mention I got there, because I didn't see as many new movies as you did this year. There were a lot I did want to see, and if they're still out in theaters, I'll probably go see them before they eventually get put out somewhere, but I'll eventually see them over time. But yeah, so that's the only one I got. I know you got quite a few here, so I'll let you take the ropes.
Mentions.
Okay.
And really quick, I'm going to say this now because I have a feeling some of these are going to be on your list. If you say something, so if I say my number 10 and you have that as like your number 5, just say bump and we'll talk about it later.
Sure.
Okay? So my number, these aren't listed in any specific order, but my honorable mentions are Colette, You Would Never Really Hear. Or actually, you know what? Here, I'm going to talk about Colette for a second then. You haven't? It's not on your list? Okay.
No, I actually did not see that. I wanted to see it. I heard it was pretty good.
Yeah, Colette is Keira Knightley. I don't know who the director was.
Yeah. Okay, I like Keira Knightley. She's a good actress.
Yeah, and she delivered a outstanding performance. And the reason it didn't make my list is because the rest of the movie is okay, but she just is the standout to me. And she carries the movie.
It was just one of those things where it's like she really kind of brought the movie together.
Yes. And it is all about her. So it's not a bad thing, but another one of my honorable mentions was You Were Never Really Here with Joaquin Phoenix.
I heard that one was actually pretty good.
That was very good. I had a hard time not putting it on my list. Very great. I watched it right after he got cast as the Joker to kind of get an idea of what...
Okay. What his acting style's like.
And it sold me. I'm ready for it.
Right.
One of my other honorable mentions, and I think this is when we're going to have to bump. I think the next two we're going to have to bump. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Bump.
Okay. And then Black Panther.
Bump.
And then my last honorable mention is Christopher Robin.
I didn't see that. I wanted to see it. And I heard it actually was not too good.
I loved it.
It was kind of one of those
but I think a lot of that was nostalgia,
movies.
To be honest.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's like... Because the thing is that with like more... And that was the thing I was a little more concerned with was because it's like, you know, you and I, we grew up... And my sister was a huge Winnie the Pooh fan when she was a kid. So I kind of grew up knowing Winnie the Pooh, who Winnie the Pooh was, watching it and whatnot. A lot of kids nowadays, they don't really have Winnie the Pooh as like that kind of childhood thing. There's so many other things
really
now.
On as much, or
so
it's not as big.
No, I mean it's still relevant, but it's like not as many kids are like obsessed with it.
Know?
No, yeah, and so it's like exactly. It's not Paw Patrol or Fortnite, so you know it's not like oh god.
Stay tuned for our top 10 video games of the year, where the entire list is just Fortnite.
Exactly. Where Fortnite at the
you
Golden
know what we
Joystick
should
Awards
do?
beats Red Dead Redemption 2.
Wait, Brendon, we should do a top 10 Fortnite dances of the year.
Oh, cool. You can record the rest of this episode alone. So, yeah, no, so that was my only thing with that movie. I wanted to see it. I heard it was but, okay.
I think it's worth the watch. I will say, if I had only seen this movie once, it would be on the list.
Right.
It dropped pretty far after seeing it a second time. I think a lot of the adult stuff doesn't hold up on repeat viewings compared to the first time watching it.
And that's what I've noticed with a lot of kids' movies is like they try to throw things in there that'll kind of engage adults as well, so that way it's not like
and it's engaging the first time. It works in the theater, but every time after that, I'm just kind of like, I want to see the animals or the animals,
right?
Yeah.
Right. It's like after a while, it's like, okay, that was funny the first time, or oh, okay, haha, that was whatever. Now I just give me the rest of the movie.
It drags a bit. But this isn't a Christopher Robin review, and that's not even on the list. So why don't you give me your 15 through 11, and I'll tell you if any of them need to get bumped.
So my number 15, which I think you'll probably agree with this, even if you had to put it on your list, my number 15 has to be Venom. I'd have to say, out of all the movies, it's not on my list,
so go for it.
I figured, yeah. Of all the movies that I'd seen this year, I liked Venom, but it was definitely not high enough to be even in my top 10. Mm-hmm. There were a lot of things in it that were lackluster. I know you and I can, agree to disagree with that movie, and that's fine. But this isn't the Venom podcast. This is our podcast, so we're not going to talk about that for 8 years.
This is the Venom podcast.
Yeah. I liked it. It had potential.
I think it had potential. I just think you kind of...
If you dig through the rummage of the movie that it was, you can find a good movie within it. I think they should have done it better. So yeah, I mean, that's just my little piece on that. So my number 14, where Woody Harrelson hopefully won't look like little Debbie dessert, lady. My number 14 was Solo.
All right, it's not on my list.
I liked Solo. It was a good movie. The only thing both Venom and Solo have in common is Woody Harrelson, funny enough. But
he was much better in Solo.
Oh, he was a much better character in Solo.
He's barely in Venom, though. That's not fair.
Well, that's not a fair comparison, but some of his characters is kind of, yeah. Well, I mean, the movie's already
spoilers
DVD,
for everything we're about to talk about, by the way. Now that
pretty much, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, Solo was good. Same kind of deal. There could have been a much better movie made out of it if they hadn't. There are some things in it, but I'm not going to go too far into it. Number 13 for me was Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Okay, that didn't make my list either.
It wasn't bad. It also wasn't good. It was kind of predictable and a little cliche in some parts.
I enjoyed it. It's not a very good movie.
Yeah.
I did enjoy myself in the theater the first time I saw it, though. I saw it 3 times in theaters, so I don't know. Maybe it should have made my list, but...
Yeah, it was okay. It was a little cliche in some parts. So, number 12 for me, Black Panther.
Okay.
Is that on your list at all?
No, it was an honorable mention, remember?
Oh, right. Sorry.
I think it's a fair placement for it, to be honest.
A lot of people who are, like, huge fans of the movie, and I saw this thing, I think I might have sent it to you on Instagram, it was like, oh, is this all people see when they see Black Panther, or when they watch Black Panther? And it was just the last fight scene between Killmonger and T'Challa. No, that's not what I see.
Was that taken directly from the movie? Or did they put extra animation on that? Because I feel like that looked even worse than it did when I saw the movie.
Yeah, honestly, I mean,
I'm not sure if it was a memed up version, but it was really bad in that. Yeah.
It's just that the movie, and as we've discussed, it's the first 2, like, thirds of that movie are fantastic. And then once it reaches, then it really does fall apart. It just seems like, it's just like the movie just kind of snowballs and just rolls down a hill and splat. And it's like, really?
Which
it could have been a lot better.
Like, it's not on really any... I don't think it's really on anybody in the... I wouldn't even really... I guess you could... if you're going to put blame on anybody, you could put blame on Ryan Coogler because he did write it. But I do think that... I think that he fell into the trap of this being a Marvel movie, and I think there was probably some outside pressure for him to make the final act the way he did, and I didn't like it.
That, and also there were some scenes with the CGI that I wish were done better. For example, the rhino scene. That could have been done much better. Now, obviously, no, don't go and get a real rhino and then do
but
that
the
because
CGI
they're probably
in Marvel's usually pretty good. That was
it's so much better. I mean, and it could have been a lot better. So that definitely irritated me a little bit. So moving on, my number 11 was Deadpool 2.
Okay, also not on my list.
My thing was, I liked the first one a lot better. The second one,
I liked the second one better.
I liked the first one better because I felt as though that Ryan Reynolds had more of like a creative freedom to kind of do and be more like himself. With the second one, I mean, they definitely heavily break that fourth wall and just be like, hey, this is a Disney movie. So you can definitely see where Disney had its influences with them. Well, no, but you could definitely tell that there was more of like a restriction on it just because it wasn't as... I didn't, personally.
They showed a baby's...
Yeah, but still, it's like, okay, everybody's seen that.
Okay, well, it's been fun while it lasted.
No more podcast. Yeah, no more podcast. No, but I don't know. I just felt as though it was...
With the prison wallet, you don't think it went harder than the last one?
No. I think the first one went a lot harder. Personally, but... Okay, let's hear your...
My 15 through 11?
15 through 11, yeah.
There's going to be some bumps here. Number 15.
Do you want me to just say bump if it's on my list?
Yes. If it's higher up on your list, bump. Number 15 is Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bump.
Yeah. Number 14 is Game Night.
I didn't see that.
Okay, so Game Night, I absolutely loved that movie. I watched it.
I knew what it was about. And it had it was Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams, right? And I like both of them. They're both really good. Really good actors.
Funniest movie I saw this year, I think. I watched it mostly because the directors are doing the Flash movie, if that ever gets made.
Oh, okay.
And
if it ever gets made.
Yeah, we'll see.
Which, funny enough about that, I just throw this in as a side note. I heard, supposedly, I don't know if it was true or not, but James Wan had the choice to direct Aquaman or the Flash movie, and he chose Aquaman.
He did, yes. I'd read that too recently.
Yeah. Okay, continue.
Yeah, it's a great movie. It's very well done.
That's what I heard.
It subverts your expectations multiple times, and it's got a great twist. So, moving on, my number 13 was Love, Simon.
I didn't see that either. Love,
Simon reminded me of kind of the John Hughes, like, coming-of-age movies of, like, the 80s and stuff.
Yeah.
And I loved it. It was, you talk about movies that were culturally important in terms of, like, Black Panther. This was the first major studio film release that had the lead was a gay character. It was great. I loved it. I loved the movie. It was very the soundtrack was fantastic. And fun fact, the director Greg Berlanti is the executive producer of all of the CW superhero shows. So my number 12 was Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald.
I'm gonna have to say bump because it is on my list, but it's up just a couple places.
Yeah, if it's higher at all. And number 11, this is gonna hurt you. I know it's gonna be a bump. No. Should I even say it?
Let's go ahead and say, what's your number 11?
It's Aquaman.
Wow, really?
It is.
That's a big bump. Big bump.
Here's the thing. Everything past, so everything number 14 and up, everything past Game Night, I thought were fantastic movies. I thought they were
definitely
super well done.
Definitely.
Bohemian Rhapsody is the only one I had real problems with. Not talking about that yet though. Aquaman? No, you bumped it, so I can't talk about it.
Yeah, nope, you can't.
So why don't you do your 10 through 6 now?
Okay, so my number 10 movie was Incredibles 2.
Bump.
Okay. Number 9 was Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald.
Okay, let's talk about it. You had that higher than me.
I did.
Wow.
I actually really liked it. I definitely have to say I kind of liked the first movie a little bit more because there's more of the beasts in it.
Okay.
But I really liked the second one.
That's why I like this one better, because there's less of them.
Yeah, I mean...
Which is my thing. I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, but I really liked it just because I am a big fan of, like, the Harry Potter movies. I know it's kind of like a very Daredevil thing to say. It's like, oh, you don't like the books, time to crucify you. No, it's like, don't get me wrong.
I've read those books so
the
many
books.
times.
Oh, I know, and I'm sure the books are phenomenal. I'll have to read them sometime before I die. So
yeah, they're not.
I'm not dying soon. Don't worry. No, yeah, but I like it, and I think it's really good. It made the top 10. I thought it was really good, and
I'm
I
happy
personally
about
liked it. Yeah, excuse me, sorry. I really liked it a lot. I thought it was really good.
I thought it was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
It's just I thought a couple other movies were
Oh,
better.
definitely. I mean, because you saw more movies than I did, so
Yes. There's
you're
a couple
definitely going to have a
movies
lot
up here that you didn't see.
Yeah, like Love, Simon and Game Night are a few
I'm
that you
just-
mentioned, and I never saw them.
I just with Fantastic Beasts, I love that they leaned more into the stuff with Grindelwald and Dumbledore.
Yeah, I did actually like that too. Just because it totally, and then the ending, it totally sets it up for a third movie, which I'm
To
super
me,
excited for.
I think that is the Empire Strikes Back of the
Oh,
Harry Potter
definitely.
films.
Oh, definitely. My number 8 is Upgrade. I know you didn't see
didn't
that.
see it.
I saw that. I actually went to a private screening of it
Yeah.
where we met the director,
Big
Lee
man on
Winnell,
campus.
who's actually worked with James Wan, director of Aquaman.
Uh-huh.
I actually really liked that movie because of the fact that it was a low-budget film. I think the runtime was only like 85 minutes.
Yeah, I've heard it's like the good version of Venom.
Yeah, and a lot of people thought that Tom Hardy was actually in Upgrade. He was not. That movie didn't actually have a single big name actor in it, and it was just really cool. It was a really cool experience, getting to actually meet the man who directed this film. He said it was a low-budget film, but when you watch it, the special effects and everything
I've heard it's
did not
amazing. I've heard the body horror
feel.
is like next level.
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, it's a Blumhouse film, so I know
Yes.
there's going to be some gore in it, but it was fantastic. The story was really, really well done.
Which Blumhouse is
The
killing
acting-
it. Like
Oh, they're doing phenomenal.
they're producing. They're like revitalizing the horror genre.
Oh, definitely. I mean, and
know?
it's like, and I'm not a big horror person, but they're making these movies, and I'm like, I actually want to go
They're
see
going
that.
low budget and they're making great films. Like
And that's the thing, is it's fantastic, because it's like you have some of these other movies, it's like Marvel movies or any big mainstream movies
Yeah.
that have big budgets and all this big expensive stuff. You have these movies that are low budget, not a very long runtime,
And they're making a
and are
lot of money.
fantastic. Yeah, it's great. It's like it just goes to show that even for people who are like into screenwriting and whatnot, it just goes to show you don't have to have this massive budget and
No.
this massive company backing you up to make something good. And that's what I really liked about this movie, was that watching this movie, it wasn't super long. It was the perfect runtime. And watching this movie, it felt like I was watching a high budget film.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a fantastic movie. Really, really good. If you ever get the chance to see it, I know I probably rambled on about it like 100 times to you. Definitely watch it. It's a
I'm
good
gonna watch
movie.
it. I'm gonna watch it.
Number 7 was Ant-Man and the Wasp. I actually really liked that movie. I thought it was...
I really liked it too.
Yeah, I thought it was just really funny.
It was so funny. I thought it was better than the first one.
I definitely agree. I like it a lot better than
Evangeline
the
Lilly
first one.
was great as the Wasp.
Fantastic. Oh, yeah. And I'm a huge fan of Michael Douglas. And
Yeah,
I
he
love...
was great in it.
And Michelle Pfeiffer. I'm a huge fan of Michelle
Oh my
Pfeiffer
god,
as well.
when
So...
Paul Rudd is like channeling Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yep.
Oh my god.
That was
That
hilarious.
seems so
That
great.
was
And I-
absolutely hilarious.
I could have used more Ghost, the bad guy girl, but I thought she was well used for what she did
Yeah.
in the movie.
Lawrence Fishburne was really good too, even though
liked
he
him in
didn't have a huge role.
He had a
did
pretty
well.
predictable plot
Oh,
arc.
yeah.
But I
liked
enjoyed
him.
it. Yes, I liked him.
It was an overall good movie. So my number 6 is Ready Player One.
Okay, that's also not on my list.
Oh wow, okay. I really liked that movie.
I loved it too.
Just because it's just a almost a different style movie, It's like it's just so it's not like a typical action movie, or it's not like a typical thriller or suspense movie or whatever. It's kind of, you can almost classify it in its like own genre, and it's just a really cool movie that was really well done. The special effects, the CGI, everything was just phenomenal. And it told a really, really good story, and it was just, it's a different style movie, and that's what I love so much about it. I thought it was just fantastic, and so I really enjoyed it.
Definitely read the book.
Oh, that's what I want to do.
I
I've
think-
heard the book is stellar.
I think
I've heard.
I think the book and the movie are equally as good in different ways. I think they're different. I really enjoyed the movie. I did. It didn't make my list, sadly, because I saw a lot of movies. But
That is my 10 through 6, so if you'd like to go ahead and give your 10 through 6.
there's going to be some bumps in here, I think.
All right, let's go.
Number 10 was Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Didn't see that.
Okay, I adored that movie.
Yeah, I heard it was really good.
I absolutely loved it. It was the way they represented the internet was adorable and funny. And then, because the core message of it was something that I think anybody can relate to. And the core message was all about how you can be friends with somebody for such a long time. And eventually you guys may start to move apart, but that doesn't mean that you stop being friends.
Right. So it's just like, it's a feel-good movie.
Yeah. And for a Disney movie, it's kind of got a sad ending. It's like it's not a bummer ending, but they are they're separated by the end of the movie, but they talk all the time through the internet.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a great message as somebody who's lived through that, being separated from all of their friends, but having the internet around to keep in contact. I thought it really touched me in a way, and I absolutely loved it. So my number 9 is
Creed 2. I didn't see that, but I've been meaning to see it. I know you Creed went 2. on and on and on about that movie.
Dude, Creed 2 was so good. Michael B. Jordan delivered the performance of his career. He was so good in this movie. He was absolutely fantastic. My theater-going experience was so great. Whenever somebody threw a good punch, the crowd went, oh, and ooh, and ah. It was like you were watching a fight.
You wouldn't say that is you wouldn't say his performance in Fantastic Four was?
No, you know what? No, you're right.
Performance of a lifetime.
The highlight of my movie-going year was watching Creed 2, and there's a scene where he has his baby with him, and he takes his baby with him to the gym, and he's gonna work out, and he's punching the bags, and he starts to lose it on the bags, and he's like crying, and he's wailing at it, and the grown man next to me goes, my daddy gone lost his mind. And I lost it, because that is exactly what that baby was thinking.
That's funny.
My daddy has lost his mind.
Yeah, pretty much. That's funny.
My number 8 was a bump from you. Incredibles 2.
Okay.
So let's talk about Incredibles 2, because I adored that movie.
I thought it was really good. It wasn't... I mean, you put it 2 above where I put it. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I really liked it. The animation was good. I know that they've been working on that movie for 14 years or something like that. It's been a long awaited. I really liked it. I thought it was good. I liked how they didn't only focus on only Mr. Incredible. They kind of let,
they let Miss
Elastigirl, yeah, they kind of let her do her own thing, which I thought was actually really cool, because
I thought it was awesome,
and they did a really good job of it. Yeah, and I liked it because it's kind of breaking the mold almost, because it's like every time it's like, oh, it's a family of superheroes, they're obviously going to focus on the big macho dad and strong male role. No, they're going for more. I love
seeing him with the family too, because he was great with the
exactly,
family. And he was miserable with the family, but he was great with them.
Yeah, but it was just awesome because I liked how it also kind of went to show even more like real life scenarios where there are some husbands that stay at home and they're the stay at home dad and their mom's out going to work, and just kind of goes to show like the whole struggles of like what a mom has to go through when she's a stay at home mom. Now the dad's in her shoes. I liked it. It was it was fantastic. Oh, it was fantastic. I loved it.
I absolutely loved. There were 2 scenes in it, and the reason I have it up a little bit higher is because this movie has 2 scenes that are burnt into my mind, where some other movies don't. The first scene is that scene where at night in the city with Elastigirl tracking the screenslaver's signal.
Oh yeah.
The soundtrack is dead quiet, and you just hear his speech.
Yeah.
As she floats around. She's going from building to building.
That was good.
Gorgeous.
It was.
And the
really
other scene that's burnt into my head is at the very end when they're stopping the boat and the da da da.
Yeah.
Da 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 da. I've got that song on my Spotify. It's titled "I Picked the Wrong Day to Quit Oxygen," and it is a great scene.
It's like because I like when they do that in movies where they kind of match the score to what's going on in the scene. Like Baby Driver's a perfect example of a movie like that.
Fantastic.
It's a phenomenal movie, and I also like in the opening scene there, when they're going through and they're being chased by the police, and the sirens are matched to the sound. Of the
Baby
music.
Driver does it to an extreme. Every single movement in that movie is matched to some sort of rhythm of the music. Baby Driver is a song. Baby Driver. Oops, I just cursed. Anyways, my number 7 was Black Klansman.
I didn't see that. I wanted to see that. I heard it was really, really funny.
It was very funny. a little scary in terms of just this was real.
Oh yeah.
At one point, which is another movie on my list has that same feeling in it. I'm not gonna spoil which one. John David Washington, I believe is his name, Denzel's son, who plays the lead, is great in the movie.
Isn't Adam Driver in that?
Exactly, he's the standout for me. Adam Driver is the standout for me, and there's one scene in particular I can think of with them where they're talking. John David Washington's character doesn't understand how Adam Driver is so calm about the Klan and not wanting to get involved in this mission and not being as invested in taking them down because Adam Driver plays a Jewish character.
Yeah.
And John David Washington and him get into a fight, and John David Washington is essentially saying, "You've got as much skin in this game as I do.
Yeah.
They hate you as much as they hate me."
Right.
And it was I thought it was a great movie. My number 6, which undoubtedly will be bumped, was Bumblebee.
Bump. Yep.
Okay. So why don't you give me your 5 and your 4?
Okay. So number 5 and number 4. Okay. So number 5 for me was Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay, let's talk about it. Wow.
Yeah.
10 spots above me. Oh my God. I think that's the biggest difference.
That is so far. I personally really liked that movie. I think Rami Malek did a phenomenal job portraying as Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, he was the savings thing.
I liked the movie. I put it up there just because just the way they performed the music was just fantastic to me, and that's only the really reason why it's up so high. Other than that, there are a lot of things with that movie that they should have done better. And I know because and we've discussed like what's happened when they were producing and making the film.
This is the topic of our other podcast that we have on the channel.
Exactly.
So if you want to know more about our opinions,
just go watch that one. It's episode. It's the first one.
It's the first
where
one
we cover all Bohemian Rhapsody. So basically everything we discussed in there, all the flaws for it. That
my opinion hasn't changed. I don't know if
mine hasn't either. It's pretty much still the same. So yeah, my number 4 was Infinity War.
Okay.
Is that a bump?
No, actually.
Okay. Do we want to talk about it or should I wait?
No, you could talk about it.
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. It has probably been one of the best movie viewing experiences I have ever seen a movie.
Very fun.
Just because we were all in the theater. It was a packed theater. Everybody was super hyped for
insane. We're doing it again?
Oh, definitely.
April 26th?
For Endgame. Just sitting in that theater and the Avengers score is playing in the beginning there. You just get chills like all up and down your spine and everything. And just everybody in the crowd there.
In the Endgame now.
Yeah,
that was a great crowd. It was a great memory.
And nobody knowing what was going on, and then just how everything just transpired, just being in that environment, everything was going on. Fantastic. Only downside I have to say, it wasn't about the movie. It was just those people when we were leaving the theater who were standing there at the Infinity War poster. He's dead. He's gone. He died. I'm like, really? Really? Because when The Last Jedi came out and Han Solo had died, there was actually somebody who had...
Force Awakens?
Force Awakens, sorry. I get those mixed up all the time. That when somebody had spoiled it after the movie, somebody was like, oh yeah, Han Solo dies. Somebody actually beat him up, and he got away with it.
Well, I told you guys I ended a friendship over that.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody stuck their phone in my face before the movie had come out. Somebody at a press screening had taken a picture of him with the lightsaber running through him, and they just shoved it in my face. And Star Wars is like the most important thing to me.
Oh, no, yeah. I mean,
I love
because especially
Wars.
Someone like you is a huge Star Wars fan, yeah.
I ended that friendship over that, which maybe is a little immature, but...
But still, I mean, it's like...
We got it.
It is now time for your 5 and 4.
My number 5, off by 1, Avengers Infinity War.
Okay.
And we can just jump straight into my number 4 because we already talked about it.
Go right ahead.
My number 4 was Vice.
I haven't seen that yet. I want to go see it. It looks really good, and I'm not really one for like movies like that, but it looks really good. I remember when I first heard that Christian Bale got cast for Dick Cheney, and when I first saw that,
he's perfect. He deserved to win that award.
And when I saw the picture of him,
too.
He is and when I saw that picture of him, I was like, dude, I want to go see this because it's just, and I like Christian Bale. He's a phenomenal actor, so I'm definitely excited for it.
It's a great movie. It is the other movie. I said Black Klansman made me feel almost uncomfortable because it's real.
Oh, yeah.
Vice was, while it was funny at times, Adam McKay is a very comedic person. He wrote for Saturday Night Live a long time ago. It was a little scary. The amount of power that Dick Cheney had as the vice president was scary to see. And the movie ends on a note of saying, essentially the movie ends with a note of like the stuff that he did, all the notes and legal protection they used that they gathered in case they got caught or they got turned on, all that's saved in public record. So any president in the future could call upon that to do the same things that he did.
Oh yeah,
which is unnerving.
Very.
But that's all I have to say for Vice. Go see it. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go see it, and I'll let you know.
Give me your 3 and your 2.
My number 3 is Aquaman.
Okay, let's talk about it.
I loved it. I thought, honestly, by far, it is my favorite DC movie to date.
It is my
I really liked Wonder Woman.
Of the new DC movies.
Oh, I mean, of all the DC movies I've seen, I have to definitely say it's one of my favorite ones. The one scene to me that definitely has like been burned in my brain.
So spoilers for Aquaman, because this is one of the recent ones.
Yeah.
We're gonna go hard on this because we haven't talked about it.
Yeah. So spoilers on this one. My favorite scene has to be kind of near the end when Arthur and Orn are fighting and they land on top of that ship.
Yes.
And there's that really slow pan, and he's kind of turning around. He's got those blades spinning behind him, and he's got the dark sky. That scene to me was perfection.
The trident, oh man,
oh fantastic! Everybody in that movie was phenomenal. I think honestly.
Scene, when he's swimming through the ocean, and then he's gorgeous. That soundtrack is fantastic, excluding
minus the Africa, the Africa cover on that one. As soon as it started playing in the theater, I was like, really?
The actual score itself, like the
fantastic
composition. Oh my god, I've been listening to it all the time. The synth,
it is
every time the
phenomenal.
synth kicked in, I get chills. It's so good.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is, this is the first DCEU film for me. The DC new stuff that hit the landing. I think all 3 acts of this movie are great. Whereas there were some things I felt as though it did kind of flatten out a little bit, but other than Black
that,
Manta
it was
fantastic.
My
only issue. Black Manta kind of disappears at one point, and then he's just not.
And then he just kind of and then it's kind of like okay, but. I mean, even still, he did a fantastic job. I think that Jason Momoa is a perfect casting for Aquaman.
And
fantastic.
The love story between his parents was really sweet too. And I got a little teary-eyed at the end.
I'm not gonna lie, it hit in the feels pocket there. I was like, oh, I was like, oh, she came back. It was that. Yeah, I was definitely really happy about that.
Yes. It was fantastic.
Fantastic. I mean, James, I could see, like you said, there were some scenes in there that I could definitely tell were very James Wan-esque, like when Black Manta...
They did a lot of jump scares where, conversations got interrupted by explosions. And then
like when they first get to the trench, when they get to the trench and she turns around and that thing...
The sequence is masterpiece. Again, I cursed, I'm sorry. But it is a masterpiece in filmmaking.
Fantastic.
It is so good, and it is so James Wan. Like,
it is perfect James Wan. Another thing
I loved the most about Aquaman is it was a James Wan movie. I felt James Wan's signature in it, and it was so good.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic. I loved it, and I just thought it was fantastic. I loved everything about it. And something I've always really liked is how James Wan him and Patrick Wilson have a really, really good relationship. And so I just love that just because he did fantastic. I loved him. And so, I mean, I'm still like kind of almost speechless just because DC has been on such like this negative like grind for so long that this movie just opens the door. Because I mean, like I said, and I mean, if I hadn't said it, but I'm definitely going to say this and hold it true. If this is like the path and the route that DC films are going to go, sign me up. I am so hyped.
I'm so much more excited for Shazam than I was a month ago.
Oh my goodness! When I saw Spider-Verse yesterday.
Yes.
They played the Shazam trailer, and I loved it. I mean, I've seen that trailer like 100 times, but I'm just super excited. And, I mean, DC definitely, with Aquaman, I mean, that movie was just fantastic. And just like you said, from beginning to end, fantastic overall. And the cast was phenomenal. I was really hoping... Oh, yeah.
Was Willem Dafoe.
I was really hoping he would say impressive at one point, but he didn't, and I was like, that would have been so funny.
He was so good in it, and I love his
He
character.
he was really good.
I'm like, it felt good too. The movie.
Oh yeah.
Like there were so many points I was waiting. I was waiting for him to betray Arthur the entire
Oh
time.
yeah. Oh
I was
yeah.
like, Volko is going to betray Arthur.
Because I felt that at one point too. I was like,
didn't.
that's going to
I loved
happen,
it.
and it was awesome. I thought it was great.
And I like Dolph Lundgren's character.
Dolph Lundgren was fantastic, and it was
it.
kind of a different role for him because he's
Yes.
slightly just because he doesn't. That's not.
It was
really
a
like
weird role for him.
typical role.
He doesn't usually go
did,
that kind of.
But he did it really
did a very well job.
He did it
Well done,
really well. I loved it.
All right, what's your next one?
My number 2 is Bumblebee.
Okay. Okay, mine was number 6. So yeah, you bumped it. All right.
Yeah.
Bumblebee. Oh my God, we loved that movie. That movie was fantastic.
I thought it was really good. It was definitely one of the top movies of last year.
Haley
for me.
Steinfeld.
Haley Steinfeld, fantastic. Loved her. The thing that really stuck out for me the most is just the relationship between her character Charlie and Bumblebee.
Yes,
that is like
very Iron
quite
Giant.
literally very Iron Giant, and the best way to put it is like pure love, not in like a sexual manner, but as just genuine care and affection and just a bond for, and spoilers by the way, because we'll probably throw some in there.
Oh yeah,
just
definitely.
Bond between the two of them, and it just goes to show like this how her acting was just phenomenal. I mean, that movie overall was fantastic. John Cena blew me away just because I thought it was just gonna be terrible. Just be like, oh great, it's John freaking Cena.
I loved him.
He did a fantastic job. He was
so
funny.
good. He was so funny.
He kind of had that almost cliche of like, oh, military gun ho guy, but he played it so well to where it wasn't just like,
the
okay.
only person. He was like the only normal person in that movie.
Oh yeah,
and I loved it.
I thought it was a fantastic, absolute great movie. Definitely one of the best Transformers movies ever. The whole Cybertron scene in the beginning.
That scene was so good. And I was sitting next to you.
God.
You saw me when that scene started. I literally like jumped into the
I
edge
know.
of my seat.
Oh, I know. The guy next to you wasn't as enthralled with the movie, though.
He wasn't as into it. He fell asleep multiple times.
And it was on his phone. Yeah, I could hear him. I just kind of looked over. I don't know if you noticed at one point. I just kind of threw my hands up.
I looked
like,
at you too. I was like, he's snoring.
Because I don't know if he paid for that movie ticket, but if he did, like, really?
Yeah, it was a...
Really?
It was
yeah. Okay, so let's see. What are your...
3, and I know where this is on your list now.
Oh, no. Oh, well. Spoiler.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
I'll just... Okay, well, it's kind of already a given for me. Yeah, bump it. Because that... No.
Number 2, Green Book.
I didn't see that. I really, really want to because I love Mahershala Ali, if I pronounce his name correctly. Mahershala. So I get that. I mess it up all the time.
Yeah, it's.
I love him as an actor. It is a bit of a tricky name.
He's so good in that movie as Mahershala Ali.
Yeah,
he's so good. But the standout, the absolute standout, Viggo Mortensen as Tony Lip. Oh my God, he just embodies it. He's this character, and you feel it like. And it's such a feel-good movie, and you leave it feeling good. And I loved it. I'm aware there is some historical inaccuracies that have colored my opinion of the movie a little bit, but I'm holding on to what I felt in the theater. And what I felt in the theater was pure joy. And
I really wanted to see it because when I saw the trailer for it the first time, I was like, this movie actually looks really, really, really good.
And it's set to that Sam Smith song, Pray. And I love that.
The one thing that from the trailer that stuck out to me and I just thought was absolutely hilarious was, I don't know if it was in the movie or not because I didn't see it, where he's eating KFC and he's like, oh, no, I've never had it. And they're just eating it. He goes, and you just throw the bone out the window. And just that whole thing. And then he throws the soda cup out the window and he goes, pick it up. I just thought that was hilarious. I haven't seen it yet. I can't wait to go see it. I'm definitely super excited for it. But it looks fantastic. Yeah.
All right, let's hear your number 1.
So it was kind of a given. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse definitely had to be number 1.
What a movie, dude.
A lot of my movies in here, honestly, it was a tough choice for me, to be totally honest, between like Bumblebee, Aquaman, and Spider-Verse. Kind of had my top.
Really quickly,
definitely my top 3.
I want to jump back to last December real quick.
Yeah.
If I told you last December that Into the Spider-Verse would be the best comic book movie that's coming out next year,
I wouldn't have believed you.
No, I wouldn't have believed myself. I would never have believed that Into the Spider-Verse would be better than Infinity War. I thought it was going to be good, I
had hopes for it. I mean,
never
personally,
have thought it would have been better than Infinity War, and I liked it more. I liked it more than Infinity War.
Loved it. I thought the
adore
soundtrack was
shit out of this
phenomenal.
movie.
The movie
I'm
was
cursing a lot, but I'm very
masterpiece,
excited.
an
I'm sorry.
absolute masterpiece. Everything about it was fantastic. The voice acting was so genuine and just like raw. It was
Shameik
fantastic.
Moore, who played Miles Morales, was good.
Yep,
I
fantastic.
loved Jake Johnson as Peter B. Parker,
Mm-hmm.
and the love of my life, Haley Steinfeld.
Haley Steinfeld
as
was
Spider-Gwen,
Gwen Stacy.
and she was great. And she's getting her own spin-off movie, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited for that.
I loved Nicolas Cage's.
He was so good in the movie.
He was so funny. He goes, "You're gonna," and then he does the old school boxing circling
I
thing.
love how
thought
they're all rendered their own way, in their own special art style.
Yeah.
And when they're fighting, they have their own special fight.
Yeah. And then also when they're all, okay, spoilers for that too. When they're all going back into the collider there at the end, I don't know if you noticed, but everybody there's same themes applied. Like when Spider-Man or Nick Cage went back in. It was all black and white. Yeah. When it's just going back and through, everybody had their own thing. It was fantastic. I thought it was such a great movie. I mean, it was a visual masterpiece. I love how they comedically made Kingpin this just massive monstrosity.
Awesome. And you know who that was, right?
I do, and I don't remember.
Liev Schreiber. It's
it
our
was,
boy
Sabretooth. It was Liev Schreiber. Yeah. He also has that TV show, Ray Donovan.
He does. I've never seen it, but I've heard it.
I haven't watched it either, but I've been told multiple times to watch it. But
that post-credit scene.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that was absolutely hilarious.
The one thing I have to say is I had a very emotional moment in the movie theater when the Stan Lee cameo happened.
I actually got a little sweaty-eyed, if you will.
It was.
I thought
my favorite Stan Lee cameo I've ever seen. Just because
the
timing.
Oh yeah, because he's like, "Can I return it if it fits?" He goes, "Don't worry, it always fits."
And how he says he's gonna miss him too when they're talking about Spider-Man.
The thing I love the most. It
was hard to watch a little bit, to be honest.
Oh yeah, the thing I love the most about Spider-Man, and when Stan Lee was interviewed about Spider-Man, was he made Spider-Man a character who wasn't somebody like Tony Stark, who had this huge enterprise and all this money and everything. He was just a normal guy, with every kind of day-to-day, with normal human problems, like money worries, like not being very well with females or whatever. It's and he's one of the most relatable comic book characters there is, in my opinion, just because he's normal, he's human, even though he has, superhuman abilities, he's still human. He's just an average guy who just happens to have, superpowers, but he's still just a regular person like you and I.
Yeah.
And he's not, the most athletically built guy. He doesn't have super strength and whatever. It's just everything about it is just such a relatable character. And Into the Spider-Verse definitely goes to show how that plays into it. Just because Miles, it's he has everyday issues, and it just goes to show everything. Honestly, it's one of my favorite movies I've ever seen of all time.
And they really hit the girl trouble on the head when he.
He
puts the hand on the shoulder.
My God.
Hey, let go of me. I can't let go.
I love how at the end he's fighting Kingpin. Spoiler, and he goes, "You hear the shoulder touch?" He goes, "Huh?" He goes, "Hey," and just shoots him back.
Dude,
that was fantastic. Great. Absolutely loved it.
Entire movie, fantastic, beautifully animated. Fantastic. Is it my turn for number one?
What is your number one movie from 2018? The year 2018.
I'm
the gauntlet of the year that we had.
Watch as I dive in. I'll never meet the ground. A Star is Born is my number one movie of 2018.
That was kind of a predictable one, I'll be honest.
All time. I loved it. I loved it so much. I loved it.
I really, really...
I know you haven't seen it, but here's the thing. Comes out...
honestly,
next month.
I could have guessed that as your number one, but I didn't even... It kind of just skipped my mind, but...
Did it? What did you think my number one was going to be?
Honestly, I figured your number one probably would have been Infinity War or something. Yeah, just because you've seen it a million times.
I saw it 8 times in theaters.
Yes.
But A Star is Born, Bradley Cooper's first, it's his directorial debut, and he knocks it out of the park.
Yeah.
He is fantastic. He creates such a true character.
Oh, yeah.
In his main character.
I like Bradley Cooper. He's a phenomenal actor.
Lady Gaga's acting debut in a feature film. She's been on a TV show before, and I think she's maybe done a short film. But
she was in American Horror Story.
Yes. She's phenomenal in this movie. Sam Elliott is so good for what little he's in the movie. He is absolutely fantastic. He is one of my favorite scenes in any movie this year, and it is literally him backing out of a driveway in a truck. It is him backing out of the driveway, and it's shot from the back seat, looking forward, and it's him turning around, looking over his shoulder to back up, and all the face acting he does, just backing out of that driveway, broke me.
Nice.
It is.
So your weakness is good backing up camera angles.
He just looked like such a broken man in that scene.
Yeah.
It broke me. It is such a fantastic movie. Everybody in that movie is fantastic. The music is fantastic. I love A Star is Born.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to see it. My sister did. Oh no, not my sister. It was you who spoiled it for me. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, he killed himself.
Yes. It's kind of predictable, though, to be totally honest.
I figured out where it was going about 5 minutes in.
I mean, just from the trailers, what I'd seen, it was kind of predictable. But I mean, still, I heard it was a phenomenal movie.
It's a pretty formulaic movie, but just beautiful.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna make the shows list now.
Okay.
So
let's do. We
I think number
do
one
top
has
15?
to be. Do you want to do top 10 or top 15?
Let's do top 10. Make it easier.
Okay. So Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse has to be number one.
Number one, easily, hands down.
So we have to go through all the ones that we both have first.
Okay. Let's exclude the movies that we haven't seen. Like that I have. Like I have a couple on my list that you haven't seen, and there are a few on.
Unless we have to, because we might run out.
That's true.
Of people that are on both. Avengers: Infinity War is number 2, I think.
Yes.
I'd going off of our list, I was at 5. You were at 4 with that, right?
Yeah. I'd have to say, collectively, well, we didn't really agree with where we put Bumblebee and Aquaman.
Mine was number 6. Where'd you put Bumblebee?
Bumblebee was number 2 for me, and Aquaman was number 3 for me.
Okay, Aquaman was number 11 for me.
Okay.
So I think it goes Bumblebee then Aquaman.
Bumblebee then Aquaman, so that's 4. So number 5, I'd say a good spot for number 5 would be Fantastic Beasts.
Yes, I think so too.
Let's see, number 6.
I had Bohemian Rhapsody at 15, and that's the last one on my list we share. So I think we put that one there.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then we can just the rest of them will kind of be on you, bud, because most of them. Do we want to include honorable mentions? Because we had a few, I guess, honorable mentions that we did share. Like I know there was Black Panther.
We have
was
2.
One
So
of
yeah,
them.
let's throw in. I
Black
think number
Panther.
7 is Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ant-Man, yes, definitely. Because that's where I have it on my list as a number 7.
Yeah, and I think number 8 is Black Panther.
Okay.
And that's all the honorable mentions.
Yeah, and those are pretty much all the ones we have collectively. So the last 2.
What's your highest rated movie that you have on your list that's not on mine?
The highest rated movie I have on my list that's not on
mine.
Oh boy. Because you have Spider-Verse, Bumblebee, Aquaman, Infinity War, Bohemian Rhapsody, Ready Player One. I'd have to say Upgrade, because you didn't see that.
Okay. So let's do number 9 is A Star is Born, and number 10 is Upgrade.
Perfect. I think that's a good, solid list. Definitely a good list.
So, can I get a drum roll? The AFKCast Top 10 Films of 2018 list. Number 10, Upgrade. Number 9, A Star is Born. Number 8, Black Panther. Number 7, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Number 6, Bohemian Rhapsody. Number 5, Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Number 4, Aquaman. Number 3, Bumblebee. Number 2, Avengers: Infinity War. And last but not least, number 1, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I think we got a great list there.
That is a very well-rounded list. I like that.
You got a great list there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm super happy with what we've got here.
Oh,
I was a little worried, to be honest.
You know, you did see a lot you did see way more movies than I did this year. Because when you're like, oh, well, let's do like top, or like 20 movies we've seen or whatever, I was like, oh, I've only seen
I said
like
top
16.
10, all right?
Well,
I said top 10.
We did agree to 10, but then we moved it to 15.
Because that
But then I was thinking, I was like, did I even see like 10 movies last year? Evidently I did. Yeah, so 15.
Yes.
So that was, 16.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that was like
16,
the perfect number. Yeah. So that was like the perfect number. So, yeah. All right, that's
I think that's the show.
Yeah, I'd have to say that was the show. If anybody who watches this has any comments and movies that they saw on their list, whether they're like small indie films or whatever, or just want to give their take on our list, definitely let us know.
Yes. Please do. I'm always down to talk movies.
Oh yeah, I mean and that's the beauty of this podcast is that you and I, we have such similar styles for movies, but then we can also veer off and we also have different takes on movies, like Venom. I thought it wasn't that bad. You personally would rather see it burn in a dumpster fire. So, because I just remember, even after we saw the movie, you literally sat down like right in front of Matt and I, and you're like, yeah, this movie was terrible. And I was like, I thought it was pretty good.
It was funny, but not for any of the right reasons.
Oh, well, yeah, no, it was the complete...
We're not going to get into that again.
Because, again, this isn't the Venom podcast, so...
I think what we're going to do next, and I want to record soon, because I think we could put this one together pretty easily.
Oh, I know exactly which one you're going to go for. It's going to be talking about Glass, isn't it?
Well, actually,
because I was going
to say the one after.
Oh.
Because I think we can record this next one soon.
Mm-hmm.
And the next one, I want to do our top 10 anticipated movies for 2019.
Sure.
And our top 10 anticipated video games.
Sure. So
I think that's next, and then I think we do Glass after that. Because Glass comes out, we're seeing that next Thursday.
Yes.
So I think that works perfectly. I think that's what's coming out.
Perfect.
And this time it'll come out, I promise.
Yeah. Yeah, the last one, we've been having...
It was so good.
It was really, really good.
I'll give it another shot. But
and, this one, I do... Again, I apologize about the technical difficulty issue. Like I said, it might just be the hard drive. Because I have a lot of to remove, so it could just be something where I just have to move it to a different save location, which would probably help. So, yeah. But, I'd say that's the show.
That's the show.
Yeah. I think it was fair. Yeah. Again, if you have any feedback, please let us know. And yeah, sweet.
All right. We will see you guys next time.
Yes, and next one will be soon, hopefully.
Yes.
All right. See ya.
See ya.